Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D. 1/4 of the podcast GFT Radio and all the other shows that I'm on, and then in my show, it's so much. I always say like 1/4 of the podcast GFT Radio, 1/4 of the podcast Unreservedly Us, and then me, Sex with Sunny, 2 Fridays a month. I'm going to be changing the time, guys, because I will be going live sooner rather than later. But right now, you're getting pre-records. I apologize in advance, but life be life, and them. I'm still trying to keep my momentum going. But shout out to Dame from the main podcast for joining us and his show, hopefully coming back, the fans' perspective. But yeah, I'm super glad for Dame to be joining me tonight. Hopefully we'll have some other guys chime in tonight and be a part of the show. We got a great topic for y'all lined up. I'm gonna be interviewing the guys, and hopefully next time you see me, I'll be interviewing and asking Q&As with some ladies. So before we do all that, you already know to get some GFT Radio merch at gftradio.creator-spring.com. Support us while we support you. You already know you can catch the whole crew Mondays on Twitch TV, YouTube, and Facebook Live. You can also catch it if you miss it, the playback, free, live, and on demand 24/7. Right there, I'm not going to say all of that. I'm not about to do that. I ain't really. I'm not doing it. And then GFT Radio on social media at GFT_radio, Twitter and Instagram, at GFT Radio on Twitch, and GFT Radio Network on Facebook. And if you are on Facebook and you're not following our GFT Radio page, you're unproductive and we don't respect you. But you should also be in our group. Join the conversation. The link is there so you can get it. And if you follow us, you'll see that we're always up in the conversation and joining it and talking about everything. Dame is like the capitan of the GFT Radio group Facebook. So he's always in there dropping different everything. He drops all kinds of content in there. I randomly pop in with questions, and then of course our wonderful members drop comments and ask questions, and we all chime in. So if that's your vibe, go be in that group. Join it. Dame, you ready for tonight? I know you don't usually do Sex with Sunny.
Oh, no, I'm married, so I know I know you're done with me. I'm sorry. Complain to HR. I'm sorry.
I'm HR. We can't even do that. So
you're already here. So.
You can't even do that. I'm done with you. So guys, as we said, this is a pre-record, so you can still leave your comments, drop them. We will I will come back and check them and then reply to them as they are been there. So definitely leave your comments, and don't forget that while you're on YouTube or everywhere else, like, follow and subscribe us and hit the notification bell so you won't miss a thing. What is Nye talking about? I don't know. I missed it. I don't know. But so tonight I wanted to get the male's perspective of how they feel about relationships, what their expectations are for relationships, right, with their partners. Like, you guys have these partners, whether it's long-term, new partners, the expectations of what you expect, because, and I was just talking to my boyfriend tonight. We were talking, before we had dinner, and we were talking about, like, the expectations, like, what do you expect? We know what you want relationship long-term, but, like, short-term goals, like, what's your everyday, what you want your relationship to look like what is the ideal day-to-day outlook, and on top of that, like, sex wise, like, what do you think, like, how do you feel about approaching sex, and what your likes are, what you expect, as far as, I hear a lot of people always saying that they get in relationships and then things change. So it's like, okay, I'm in a relationship, I'm with this girl, like, we did all this stuff before we got together, and now all this stuff has stopped, or not stopped, is like limited and dwindled down. So that was, hey, Nye,
What's going on, Sonny?
How was the live show? I caught most of it.
I saw you was in there. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I know, no problem. You know, I got to support the team. Um,
Indeed.
Dame, for my podcast. I'm not sure if you met Dame before Nye. I know you came on the podcast before a couple times.
Yeah. I haven't had the pleasure. What's good, sir?
Hey, what's up, man?
Dame, that's Nye, aka known as Nutmeg Nye. I don't know the backstory between you and Hype, but now when I see you, I'm like Nutmeg Nye, or the what do you call yourself? Like, how do you introduce yourself?
Coach. We going with Coach from here on in. Just leave it at Coach. Coach of the big dog.
He's like, he said your favorite coach.
Indeed.
All right, so Nye has a podcast, Life Be Life, and it's definitely dope. I just was checking out today when I was at work, while I should have been working, but on break time and watching the live from the other day. So
Okay.
I didn't get to finish it. I definitely got to spend the block and finish it because I was supposed to be working, but I was sick of reading resumes. So I had to take a
I
break.
feel that.
But I appreciate you joining me tonight. I was just telling the viewers out there why I wanted to talk about this. I just wanted to get an idea because, like, I was talking to, like, I'm gonna bring it back for you in case you missed it. Me and my
Okay.
were having conversations about when you meet someone or a relationship with someone, and you got your expectations of what the relationships look like, but like the day-to-day stuff, like, so how
Okay.
the day-to-day stuff work, what that looks like for you. And on top of that, sex is a big part of relationships, even though people try to act like it's not something major. Your expectations of what you doing, because at the beginning when y'all get to know each other and y'all start having sex, it's all hot and heavy and everything's bound to happen.
Always.
And then it kind of dwindles down, and now it's side booty this, because we talked about it kind of briefly on your show, like, or like things that you used to do, now it's not happening not as often, but like barely, like on your birthday, stuff like that. So like,
Mm-hmm.
or meeting someone that is more experienced than you, so
Okay.
have out there in the world and experience things, like, how do you approach being comfortable enough? Because I always say with sex, if you're having it, you should be able to talk about it, especially with the person you're having sex with, like what you like, don't like stuff. But how do you make sure that you're keeping a conversation going of what you expect? So like, it won't be like this person's like, no, so if I like XYZ that you did at the beginning, and then, life happens, kids, jobs, stuff gets real. And, so how do you let your partner know or maintain like you may not get what you had before, but some type of
Right.
level that you're not. And I don't want to say this like that's the definition, that's why people cheat, but how do you keep it going without letting it fizzle out? And like, now you ain't had sex in 3 weeks and you just like, I don't even know what the hell is happening, type of thing. So how do you guys approach that without seeming like it's a demand? So whoever wants to go first.
I don't know if it's not going to seem like it's a demand initially. You know what I'm saying? Because it's from that person's perspective. So if it's not y'all beefing, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't been, stepping out, if you ain't been doing nothing to taint or poison a relationship, or to harm your woman, that would easily explain why you're not having sex as much. Then you got to approach her as a man. You got to approach her about that and try to get to the bottom of it. But of course, whatever she got going on, of course, it's going to seem like it's to a degree infringing upon whatever it is that's causing her to not get the cheeks up like she used to. So yeah, she might take it that way. You never know. She might take it like a demand. She might take it like you getting on her case. But it's really just being able to have the conversation, making sure you stay calm regardless of how she take it, making sure that you're phrasing it in a way to where it's like, listen, you signed on to handle my physical needs. You know what I'm saying? In this relationship, just like I signed on to handle your physical needs. So why is it that these is not getting handled right now? And then you kind of go through the questions you got to ask, like, are we not getting it in as often because I suck? Like, did I fall off? Or, you know what I'm saying? Or am I just as good, but you now need more? You know what I'm saying? Maybe you feel like you need more. Maybe you don't know what you need. So, you kind of get those questions going, and then just like let the conversation take its place, because it's going to be uncomfortable. 9 times out of 10, when you approach, your significant other about the lack of sex or the lack of frequency of sex, or, sex not being as great as it used to be, like we used to, knock each other through walls for 3 hours And now even with the kids going, you only want to give me you only want to give me a quickie.
Yeah.
Then yeah, we got to figure some stuff out. Otherwise, like you said, it creates that dissent between the couple. One person happy, the other person not. You feel less attractive. People think that only happens to women, but it happens to men too. Like if a man is in a serious committed relationship with a woman and she stopped giving him sex, after a while he gonna start to question himself, like, damn, is it me?
Yeah, do she like me? Yeah, type of thing.
You know what I'm saying? Especially if he goes through any physical changes, he definitely gonna question it.
Yeah.
I like what he said, like what Coach said. I like to add on to it too, that constant communication. Sometimes you really have to pay attention to what is being said in your conversations with your spouse on a daily basis. Like you can hear certain key words, like, man, I'm tired. Man, this job is really dragging me. I'm beat, this and this and that in their emotional makeup. See what's going on mentally. And then you can just go off their cues sometime. If
so necessarily won't be like she does not give you nothing that she's tired, drained from job life.
Yeah,
it's not like personal, like she don't want to give you nothing, she's not attracted to you.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just like cueing, like just life be lifing. Some days it be like,
life be lifing.
like you just listen to cues. Like, man, like my wife works midnights, and I know sometimes before she goes on midnights, and sometimes even after, it takes a while for her body to adjust to living in the daytime. Because her sleep schedule is off or whatever. So you just have to listen for the Q's and A's and not to be. Sometimes it's good not to be selfish because you want to be like. I know it's probably been a minute maybe for certain people, and they like, man, I need that, but she just got off midnights. I don't think this is the right time to be asking for sex.
Like acting like I ain't had sex in 6 years. What is you doing?
Like, no, that's a totally different subject, y'all. That's a different conversation. Like, hey, it's been over 48 minutes. What's going on? Like, like because before it's like every hour on the hour. Like, man, it just the snow start falling. When we go to the bedroom, no, any days of the week. But sometimes when kids come in, it's like kids sleep. I don't know. I don't trust it. You really do it? No, I'd rather go to sleep. Okay. Sometimes y'all be on the same wavelength. Like,
like you be trying and then you done fell asleep because kids been racking your nerves. I definitely get that.
And the crazy thing is sometimes you be like weighing the decision. Do I want to have sex or do I want to go to sleep?
You want to sleep.
Yeah.
You be like, which one do we choose tonight? Rock, paper, scissors.
And then it'd be like, because I know it happens to me, like with my son being autistic, like Dan we talk about all the time. He is all over the place. His sleep patterns is crazy. So like if you really trying to get it cracking and like he up here on 10 busting, and my son, like now he officially kicked himself out of my room. He done moved his bed and everything. Like he ain't been since we came back from vacation. He moved his belongings and he been in his room ever since. Thank God. I don't know what happened. But before he started 6th grade this year, he was out of my room. He's in this room and I love it. But he still has the tendency to go in my room, bust in there and be like, oh, you still in here? All right. And then go back in his room. Like, what if? So, like, so I definitely am that person, like, oh, damn, like, I want to get it in, but like, I'm waiting for him to like chill out. And like, once I hear him quiet, I know he probably got his iPad and he getting ready to go to sleep. He done propped up and he probably going to sleep. So yeah, I can potentially get it in, but I be feeling bad because like, and like, that's why I said, we talked about this on Nice podcast, Life Be Life. And I said, sometimes you gotta like, not to say schedule it, but you got to kind of like make windows of opportunity. So like for me and my
damn near schedule it for real.
Yeah, like I don't want to seem like it's rehearsed, but like we do lunch together every day. So yeah, that's our time away from the kids, or sometimes I get straight after work. So after work, I ain't going home immediately. I'm going to Boo Love. So that might be opportune. And like this is how I said to him, I listen, if I'm around you, I'm probably like, just because I'm not as vocal, and that's one thing for me, I'm not vocal like, hey, I want some. Now a couple days ago, I'm like, hey, I'm like I did one of his numbers. It's been a couple days. Like I don't like you I fell asleep one night. I feel like you don't like me no more. So like, what's up? Like, but it was a joking manner. But like, yeah, I was like, But like usually I'm not vocal to where I'm like, hey babe, I want something. Now if I'm drunk, I'm probably take you down and say it without even asking you. But like that was he probably looked at me like, what? Because I'm not that person that's vocal. But I said to him, I'm like, I'm not as vocal as you and saying, hey babe, blah blah blah, or like, hey, can like what's up? We trying to line something up tonight, or whatever the case may be, or like letting them know, like, hey, I'm about to go do this, like what's up after type of thing, right? We could slide it in, or like, if we get a weekend away with each other, that's different too. But I try to be mindful to let him know, even though I'm not vocal, hey, it can go down anytime. I stay ready. So you ain't got to get ready. So what's up? Like if I'm around you in that moment, listen, I'm trying to if we going to lunch on lunch break for lunch at work and we go get lunch, I already know what I want. So when we get there, like what's up? What we eating at your house, my house, what we doing? Because then we can eat real quick and we can go upstairs real quick and we can do and go right back to work. Like we can get it done. But like I just put in his mind, like even if I'm not saying it, it could go down because I'm prepared. But like I don't want you to think that I don't want you because I'm not over here like, hey babe, So I think like to the point, you have to be letting your partner know and make them feel like you still want them in that way without like being aggressive. But I think with us females, we take it as like just a nice point of view. It's not what you say, it's how you say things, right? So it is like a slight demand, but it's how you put it, right?
Right.
Hey,
But
Sonny.
Because it's how they feel about it. It's not even always even how you say it. It's how she feels about it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? How somebody hears what you're saying sometimes. Because sometimes you said it as nice as you can. Like I don't know the right way to say like, why you ain't suck my dick in like 5 weeks. Like I don't know if there's a nice
5
way
weeks is
to
crazy.
say that. I don't know. I don't know if there's a nice way to say that for for a man to say that. But
Yeah,
at the same time, even if he finds the most polite way, well, I do enjoy fellatio, and
like we
you
ain't got
haven't
time for that,
performed
baby.
it recently. I was
That's like
just hoping to inquire, and she might still be bothered because she's like, "You
because
pressing
how
me
do
for
you
head?"
ask? Because like really speaking, how do you ask for head in a sexy way? Hey
You start
baby,
you start playing a whole bunch of stupid songs like "Slide by My Knob."
Right.
Come on,
Walk on the top.
just go
hey,
crazy.
yo,
Right.
No.
Honestly, because
no.
it
So I have
depends on your personality, right? Like if you a funny type of guy, if you're a funny, witty type of guy, then you can start turning things around into, little flirtations and innuendos. You see her eating a popsicle and you be like, "Ooh, can I be next?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Oh no,
and
I see.
then
I get, I think it's hilarious because I suck my thumb, so it's like, okay, that's what we're
yeah,
doing today. Like it's
yeah.
something
But
simple as
that's what
that.
I'm
It's not
saying.
nothing
Something as
because I
simple
feel
as
like,
that.
but see, for
Something as
me,
simple as that creates the window. But if you're not suave, because every person is not suave, every guy's not smooth, then you gotta figure out whatever it is your lane. But it really comes down to what Dane was saying. It's about the constant communication that you have that builds that bridge. That when things get janky, you can come back to it because then that person should understand your intent. That person should understand your conduct and your
yeah,
demeanor, and then they know that you coming to them is not on some nut stuff or you trying to be oppressive. You're coming to them because you enjoy what it is they give you, and it's like, I just want to make sure everything's cool. It's not even just about getting my dick wet or getting my nut off. Something's wrong. Something is disturbing the force. There's a disturbance in the force. Are you
yeah,
okay? You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
I think a lot of people don't like, even as a female, we have to be mindful because like, right, I think too, so a lot of people withhold sex when they're angry, when they're upset, when they're in the mood, being essentially selfish, right? To an extent, because shameless plug, life be life. But
Mhm.
it's like people really be going through stuff. Like, so like I know for me, like with my son, like I was talking the day before we got on live, and I was just saying, like, my son's sleep pattern's been crazy. With him, with his autism, it's been all over the place. Their sleep patterns are just like they wake up in the middle of the night and it's like they on 10, like they just got up for school type of thing. It's like, no, this is like 2 o'clock in the morning. This is not any of that. But they're in full play mode, and it's like you're exhausted, or they're waking up to a full meltdown in the middle of the night. So I'm up. So I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be sexy and be like, let me throw it back as soon as I lay down. No, bitch, I'm tired. Like I don't like you got to
I'm
understand that this is not one of those things. But if you're my partner, and luckily I have the partner I do, because you understand, like you're here to see what I'm going through. So it's not that I'm actively withholding from you. You're seeing what I'm dealing with, and you understand I'm tired. So I luckily I have that, but a lot of people do. So when I'm exhausted, you're like, babe, just go upstairs and go to sleep. Because they knew, like, and if I'm tired, if I'm well rested, yeah, I might slide up, and sometimes side booty action works out. Sometimes, you just got to get in where you get in.
No, seriously.
But it's not like it's a constant thing, right?
Yeah, like
right. It's not like
I
that.
think we all have to be mindful of that, and even with sometimes very, very, very few times, I'm gonna say this because I'm not a guy, but I feel like it's less likely for a guy not to be in the mood.
We have reserves just for that.
Y'all do have times.
No,
to be
coach. He can contest to this. We have reserve tanks just for that only. Like we have extra in it. No, it's no joke. Like we could be dead tired.
Just that only. Like I'm
we work. Yes,
I'm gonna pass out right after. But
15,
I got it out.
We got 15 hours of work. Man, I'm dead tired. We get 15 minutes of sleep. Hey, babe, huh?
Present. I'm here for it.
Yep, I got it. I got it.
Okay, so how do you how do y'all handle? I know if you're married, we're talking pre-marriage, right? We're not talking about if you're in a relationship. We're talking about pre-relationship. I'm not here to get anyone in trouble because I don't need those problems myself. But and I'm gonna speak from a pre-relationship situation as well. But how do you handle somebody that is, for more particularly guys, because I feel like some guys, not all, but some do have a problem with women that are experienced. And I don't mean like she out here humping everybody, Rachel and the whole crew, but I'm just saying experience in the sense of she knows what she knows, she knows how she likes it, and like she's coming already like this is what, like, you not gonna get off what you got with Keisha and Tanya and them. You've been doing that. That's your signature move, and that don't work with her. So she's telling you, matter of fact, this doesn't do it for me. This does. So now she's giving you a blueprint. The rest you got to find out because we're not gonna give you everything, but we're gonna give you the blueprint, the key things to do to have us ready to go if we ain't on track to go from the gate. But like, how do you do that? Because I know some guys do feel, I've heard females say like they're afraid to express what they like. They're afraid to express something that they want to try for fear of the guy looking at them like, who the hell you did that with? Something and something as light as, and it's been almost to the point where something as light as toys in the bedroom. Like if you've never done that and now you meet this girl who's like, I got it. I'm here for it.
Listen, I'm not insecure. I'm a realist. My wife is too. She's very blunt. She'll tell you what she wants and needs. I mean, she didn't experience everything prior to us getting together, but she experienced enough to know what she likes and doesn't like.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm not going to be unrealistic to say that I'm her first and only. No, prior to us getting married.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, my ego is not that big, but far as what's other stuff, we've experienced with other things in our bedroom between me and her. I have no problem with inviting toys, not people, toys, into the. That's a totally different subject. Not going down that rabbit hole. No Diddy.
I'm sick of that. Tell Jad she come on the part too. Go ahead.
No, but because I don't see a problem with toys. It's just an extension of us getting to know each other and play with spend time with each other, get to know each other intimately more to enhance what we're already doing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because most I'm not gonna say most. Well, most people, men, have the ego problem saying this is all you need. Yeah, that's all you need. But what about adding some cherries and sprinkles on top of your ice cream?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're just enhancing what you already like.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. Enhancing what you already like. I like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I just came up with the top of my head.
Yeah, all right. Enhancing what you already like. Nice.
That's true talk. That's true talk. I never was one that was worried about that kind of thing. First of all, like I expect the majority of women, you know what I'm saying, before I was in a relationship, I would expect the majority of women wasn't no virgin. Like If I get you in if I get you in you a virgin, it's a totally different thing than you doing certain things. I'm gonna ask you, oh, where that come from? Where
Yeah.
that come from if you ain't never did that?
Well, you never
But
rolled your tongue
outside,
before.
okay, like like hold on, that handstand, that handstand you just did, you don't
I
even do
wasn't prepared for that.
gymnastics. Where that come from?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But outside of that, I just be assuming that everybody had sexual experiences before me.
Mhm.
So you gonna learn and you gonna come with whatever your kid look like, whether it's one bull who really put you on game and you know what I'm saying, ran you through the gamut, or whether you had 10, 20,
I'm mad
40
he didn't
bulls
bring me to
before.
the gamut.
Listen, because some dudes really know what we be doing out here, and really when you get that girl a kit, every dude after that should really send you a thank you card because she going she gonna have the game down pat by the time she get to him. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Then there's women who've been through multiple different sexual situations, so they know exactly what they don't like and exactly what they love. My only thing is I just don't want nobody being bossy. Like as long as you ain't bossy, like
Yes.
talking in a disrespectful tone or you talking the whole time. Listen, I'm a coach, and if anything I know is that players don't like being overcoached. I know how to dribble. If you want to
Yeah.
tell me you want me to dribble down the middle of the court, say dribble down the middle of the court. Don't tell me, okay, now take 2 steps.
Like don't that that's a lot.
Doing it,
That's a lot.
okay? Because before I got off the market, I slept with this one girl, and she would talk for everything, and not even just like that hot talk, like "ooh yeah," so forth and so on. Like she's literally trying to tell you every single thing to do. Now, come to realize, that's because she was with a dude that she loved, but he didn't do too much right.
Everything that yeah, he
You
didn't
know
know
what
what
I'm
he was
saying?
doing. Love to make
So
you
I
do
was just
shit
kind of
you ain't
like,
got to deal
listen.
with. But go ahead.
I would tell her like, listen, how about you be quiet for like 5 minutes? You don't give me instructions for like 5 minutes
Mhm.
and watch how it go. We end up having fun. And I
Yeah.
was like, I see it's a trust issue.
Yeah.
I see it's a trust issue because the dude who you was in love with, the dude who was your first, you
Wasn't
had to tell him every single thing because he's not looking out for what you need. He's coming there trying to get his stuff off and hope you get yours off in the meantime, or expect that you get yours off in the meantime because he's doing with you what he did with every other girl who thinks he's the greatest. But
yeah.
you're not into that. So, okay, cool. I get it. But I'm telling you, I'm open minded enough to like, okay, once, like you said, Sonny, give me the blueprint. I don't need you to come bring the wood. I don't need you to tell me how to stir the cement in the mixer and all that type stuff. Just give me the blueprint, lay it out for me, and I will get it. Bob will get it done. I will build it. Bob will build it, and I will
Yeah,
get
I'm
the
a builder,
job
but you
done.
gotta do it.
So
Yeah.
I don't care about, a woman already having all that in her kid. It don't matter to me. Like bro said, I'm not insecure like that. That doesn't bother me. I expect women to have experiences, and it's great actually if they know what they want because now we can have open communication. And
Yeah.
toys don't bother me. Like you said, that's an enhancer. First of all, that's a teammate. Tag in. Okay, my reserves. I'm a little bit tired. You know what
I'm
I'm saying?
trying to
I
get my
just
face shoved down there. Hold on, I got you.
And,
I just did an 18-hour shift. I just finished beating depression, but you want them cheeks beat. All right. I don't want to fizzle out. Bring bring bull out the drawer. You know what I'm saying? And let's get
Yeah.
to it. You know what I'm saying? We gonna double team you. This, table ladders and chairs, and it's a handicap match. And next thing you know, we won. We won the
I'm
title.
sick to death.
We put the belt in the
With the
air. We
wrestling.
won.
I'm sick to death. No,
We
because I feel
won.
like too. I feel like with I will speak for women, not all women, but I've had that where, um, I've had I like one guy that I used to deal with. He was used to females who just was okay with him getting what he got, and hopefully they can somehow get what they get, right? And so it's that narrative of this works, people like it, so she gotta like it, right? And it's like, yeah, no, I'm not operating that way. Like, so the mindset of you saying to me, I should be ready when you walk through the door, that doesn't apply to everyone. Like as a female, it's guys that will definitely have you ready as soon as you see them, be like, it can go down right there, and you ain't even got the sweet talk me, ain't got to be no that you talking to me as you coming in the doors foreplay. We ain't even got to, like, if we go through the foreplay, that's a bonus. But like I'm already hi, here, we're here. We ain't even got to do too much, right? But it's some guys, not saying that it's something bad, but like some people, you have to go through the motions of foreplay is a big deal for a lot of people, right? It's a big deal for me sometimes, but not sometimes you just want to get right to it, right? But you thinking that instinctively you dealing with all girls, like all these girls that as soon as you walk the door, they just ready. No, I don't operate that way. Like it's certain, like everything that works for so and so ain't definitely gonna work for me. So you have to. I'm a big person of you have to learn who you're with. So even if you are the best at doing giving oral this way, it might be the best for that person because everybody, as far as I know, in the conversation I had with my girlfriends, all guys don't like their dick sucked the same way. Some dudes like a little rough and a little. Some I've heard some guys even say like a little teeth. I don't know in guys that I know that like that, but like it's some guys that like that type of stuff. It's some guys that like certain other things, and so you can't do that the same way. It's some guys that like to give head like they licking the ice cream, like they scared and just plain vanilla. It's some guys that'll put their mouth on the ice cream and you like, oh okay, that's the type of time you want. Like you over there just like. Okay, that's the type of mood you in today. What's what you doing later? Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's a difference, right? So I feel like with that, you may be the best because I can say I'm the best at this certain one particular thing. I might be the best for one person, right? Doesn't mean I'm the best for this person because it's something that actually that this person may want that I'm just not about to do. So I think that too offers the compromise, right? So what you necessarily I don't want to say don't like to do or like I feel like there's always room for improvement, right?
Always.
But I feel like I'm a big person of don't do things that you don't want to do because it's not the
Right.
same as doing it as if you want to do it. Like if you
Mm-hmm.
love doing oral, you are a perfectionist. You're going to master each person's body in particular. So because you know it's an art form to each person, it's not necessarily the same for everybody. It may be certain things that you could do with everybody, like certain
Right.
movements and stuff, but it's not like to the map. I'm gonna do this one particular thing, or they set of three, and it's gonna work for everybody. It's just not gonna happen that way. But if you like what you do, when you like something that you do in a sexual nature, you're gonna master it, and not you're gonna master it in this in any situation you're put in, right? And I feel like it's you can tell the difference of somebody like it's almost like for guys. Like if a girl's giving you head, she's only you should be able to tell if she's doing it because you like it versus if she like it. It's a big difference. Yeah, it'll get the job done, right? But it's something about somebody loving to do it and then they just aim to please and they about to come down there and take you down like Chris Brown. It's two separate things. So I feel like people get so caught up on I'm good at this, I'm good at that. She gonna like the way I do this.
It's
Not
not for everybody.
the same. It's
Like
not the
certain
same.
things, certain things they might be able to do correctly, but it isn't necessarily something that you like.
Yeah.
Like because they might lick or suck on a body part. One person might just ooze over because they
Yeah, like
love it.
everybody nipples
And
ain't sensitive. Like as
yeah,
far as
yeah,
guys,
it'd be
some
like
guys have really sensitive nipples and they damn near about to take off. But some people just like, what you doing, girl? Say, get out of
Right.
here.
right.
Come
Like
out
some
of here.
guys like that. Some guys. I mean, I'm not a chess person, so for me, like I'm good.
Yeah,
So, but no, certain moves will make one person just drool all over you. Other person be like, I don't like that.
yeah. So how
So
do you
you just got to
approach
get to know the
people?
person. And also, what I was
The
going to say
personality.
is, I had one person that I was in a relationship with. They was like, it's not even about penetration. Sometimes it's just about just being there and just playing with each other, just foreplay each other to death.
Yeah.
That was okay with her. Like sometimes it wasn't about penetration. I'm like, all right, cool. That's something that you like. I mean, I'm okay with it, so I'm not going like, say no, I don't like that. It's all or nothing.
Yeah.
That's just selfish.
Yeah. I think sometimes foreplay you can start before you get in the room with each other, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It's the conversation, it's
Conver-
everything. And
it's
Sure.
whatever. It's whatever gets you in the mood.
yeah,
There you
and
go.
I think that people I feel like in this I don't want to say day and age. I feel like in this time that we are now, it's so much. more openness, right, of talking about likes, dislikes, and things, and trying different things and all this stuff. I feel like some of us do have hard nose, right? Stuff that just and never about to do. And there's some things that you're willing to bend on to an extent, right? And I
Diddy.
feel like it's the healthy balance of compromise. But how would you handle, because I just kind of want to know, how would you handle somebody wanting you to do something like your significant other, current, asks you for something that you just like, what? How would you handle that situation?
If it's done to me, it varies. Like it is. Some things is a hard no. Exit only. Stage no.
Yeah.
To her, are you sure? I want.
Run
I want to ask you multiple times, even during the
a document. Do you want to
like.
really?
I make sure you good. Are, okay. In the middle of it, you still good? You still want to go through this? Okay. You still good? Because you want to make sure everybody's comfortable. Because I was in a relationship, my ex-wife, and we was going through some counseling, and they was like, "How come XYZ isn't like?" No, they asked me, "Well, how come you haven't had sex with your wife? Because she doesn't want to." Yeah, no, she allowed me to have sex with her at one point, but if she doesn't really want to do it, that's not a turn on to me.
Yeah.
My turn on is that you're getting pleasure out of it too. Mine isn't just for me. I'm not a selfish person like that.
Yeah.
I'm not just trying to get mine off and you just sit there and just take it. You know what I'm saying? So some people just have that ego and mentality that it's all or nothing.
Hmm.
And that's not enjoyable to a lot of people. A lot of people like, yeah, it's two people in a room or
Hmm.
multiple, it depends on where you're at. Um, no,
True.
everybody should get theirs.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No.
Everybody participating should leave better than they came. Pause.
Right.
Um, but if she was asking me for something that's my hard no, I would remind her, yo, you know me. That's a hard no. Like, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I was kind of clear on the never, and it's still never.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's still a never for me. I'm sorry, babe.
And
You didn't like it back then. You want to try it now, but that's my hard no.
and,
I am sorry.
and that hard
I
note intensified too.
Yeah, right. Okay.
As I get older, it intensified. It doubled.
I have no desire. I have no desire to do that. Whoever you've been talking to, I need you to stop talking to them. I need you to block them. Stop hanging around such and such. You know she nasty.
Yeah.
Um, you know what I'm saying? That's my hard no. And I explained to you. And if you need me to explain to you again why that's my hard no, I can do that if that makes you understand. I hope you don't resent me. I hope you don't feel like you got to go get it someplace else. And
Mhm.
I hope with everything that I already give you, can we find a compromise? Is there something else that I
We
said
could
no
do
to
that.
before that wasn't
Um,
like one of my hard no's? You know what I'm saying? One of my, I don't know about that, chief. Let's go into that bag, baby. Let's go into that bag and see if we
let's
can't
go into the
find
maybe bucket.
you know what I'm saying? Something that, I could change my mind on. Maybe I was like, in the 20s, I was like, no, but I'm 40 now, so I'm like, all right, let's go with it. But the
Yeah.
hard nose is the hard nose, and I agree with you. Nobody should compromise on a hard nose because it makes you feel away when you do it. Even if somehow you are able to perform it in a magnificent fashion, it's gonna come up and creep up on you later.
Yeah.
I knew one girl who had that issue with her dude and anal. So she decides she finally gonna give up the booty hole, and she went through with it, and he was all super thankful and grateful. And y'all wanna know how I found out? Because again, this ain't my business and this ain't my partner.
Yeah.
I found out because because somebody she worked with me, somebody had fought it and it smelled terrible. And I'm like, yo, why would they open their whole ass up like that in the middle of the foot? And just hearing that hit her in the head and she started crying.
Hey, yo, why she start
She
crying? I mean, ass is open
started
after that, but go ahead.
crying. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, oh my God, did you eat what he ate? Like, what's going on here? Like, did you just fart and you think I'm dissing you? No, I know who did it. It was him. I'm not, yo, what's going on? Like, why are you crying right now? Yo, I'm sorry. What did I do? And she just left, went to the bathroom, came back, and was like, can I open up to
That's
you,
something.
friend?
Oh wow.
Can I open up to you?
Why she?
And I'm
Why
like,
she start crying
yeah.
about it though? Like, why are you
Yeah, I was
upset
like,
about
well,
it?
yeah, you got to now because you started crying in front of a nigga and made me feel all like I did something to you. I'm gonna lose sleep tonight thinking I harmed you somehow when I didn't mean to. So yeah, now you got to tell me why you broke down crying. And she
Yeah,
told me, and she was like, I didn't want to do it. I faked the moans. You know what I'm saying? I called his name. He was like, oh my God, it's one of the hardest nuts I ever had, and so forth and so on. And she was like, but I did not enjoy it, and I hope he never asks me again. I said, he's going
that's
to
why
ask you
I feel.
again.
I feel like it's problematic because she should have just said, I don't want to come. I don't want to do this because now you did all that. It's like faking something. Like it's like when a
Like
guy
faking,
fakes
it's
it
just
or
like
whatever.
faking an
It's like you
orgasm.
think it's the best ever, and then it's like,
Yeah, yeah.
why do all that? Don't make. And I'm a big person. Don't do something you don't want to do because then you regret it, and then it's like you feel like you was forced, and then you resent people. It's a problematic situation. I don't like
So
it.
that's the other part of this story. Because she took so long to tell him, he finds out now when an argument happens.
Oh yeah, that I don't like that at all.
Because he kept trying to, get her to go back to do it. They was having some kind of relationship problems, and then at some point in the midst of that argument, she throws in his face, oh well, I guess I'm not as attracted to you as these other girls you want to poke in the butt, but you gonna have to get one of them because you never gonna get to do it to me. And he's like, whoa, but I thought you like that. I hated it. Da, 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 da. So I'm like,
Wow.
yeah, that's not the way to tell him. That wasn't the way to tell him. You wrong. You
Yeah,
were
that's
wrong.
facts. She definitely was.
Him
All
think
right.
that it was great for both of y'all.
Yeah,
You
that's
shouldn't have lied. I mean, I understand that sometimes you like, you know what? Let me try something that they like that I said no to see if I like it. Maybe you can just to experiment. But soon as you feel
you could have said no
uncomfortable,
in the middle of it.
yeah,
Could have
right.
said
He's like,
no in
know
the
what?
middle of it.
I'm done. I'm done. Nope. I'm
Wash
done.
it
Tap
off and
out.
then insert it the place that you like.
Right.
Tap out.
No, no. It's you can say no and
That's it.
stop
That's
whatever
it.
you do. If something's uncomfortable for you, why are you forcing yourself to go through? I know you might love this person,
But
but you
yeah,
gotta
no,
love yourself too and have some self respect. Like, you know what? It's not for me.
yeah.
Stop.
Mhm.
Stop.
All
I
right, last
have
question,
told
guys.
women that. I have told women tap out if you ain't feeling
Yep.
it.
Yeah,
Whatever we
Pineapples.
doing, tap out.
Yep. Pineapples.
that part. Last question of the night before we wrap. Because I want to make sure we got time to give now to give out his information. We talk about the podcast meet live show right after this. But
I
so
got a question for the ladies too, Sonny. When you finish with this,
well, like
no, no.
we
When
gotta
you're
wrap it
finished
up
with it,
quick. But
yeah,
because you
yeah,
know we got 59. But
yep.
but just also so the last question I want to ask is how do you guys feel about I know so I hear a lot of guys say that they feel unwanted if their woman isn't coming on to them or trying to initiate sex. So how do you feel about that? Do you feel like have you experienced some being in a relationship with somebody that did never initiate it? You always had to initiate it. And like if you're no longer in that situation, how does that feel now?
Uh, it feels great to not be in that anymore, but it definitely felt bad. Like you said, you start to feel less attractive. You start to feel like that person really ain't into you. Um, let even more so when they say no. If you got to be the only one initiating, and then they say no on top of it, you definitely feel like, well, damn, you must not be into it. And if you're not into it, then you must not be into me. So glad that ain't, my current struggle.
Yep, that was actually I was going to ask you, like, how come it's harder for women to initiate? It's like women always want men to initiate, but sometimes
That depends on the woman
it
because not all women
no
it's not
no
hard to
no you
initiate.
know yep true, but sometimes it feels good when you're the hunted. Our ego need a boost sometime too. It's not like I'm not the only horny one in the relationship, am I? Like I'm not the one just using her for sex.
Yeah.
So it feels good to have somebody attack you for once.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You be like, dang girl, all right, all right, bet. You about
Stop.
to get the
You
B game
ain't
tonight.
ready for all this, y'all.
Hey, you about to get the B game tonight because I'm tired.
Hey, yo, I'm so sick of it. Done. I am done.
I got a headache, but okay.
Hey, I'm about to get rid of my migraine real quick.
Hey, yeah. Y'all always offering that to get rid of, like, baby, you got a headache? I got something for you. That
Uh,
is not medicine.
It starts with a
the
T, but it's not
scientists,
Tylenol.
the scientists said.
I am sick to death. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. I appreciate that. I know Dame finally actually joining instead of being in the comments, so I appreciate that, Dame. Nah, you know I always appreciate you coming on the podcast, so I can't,
Thank you
step
for
back.
having me, man.
But we are doing a show on October 19th. You want to tell them about it?
Indeed, folks. We are doing the second Podcast Link live show in Philadelphia. It will be at the Crush Lounge on the northeast side of Philadelphia, 6414 Rising Sun Avenue. All right. The doors open at 4:30. It is street parking, so get there early enough to get you a good spot so that you could come in this lounge, sit back, chilling, absorb the ambiance and participate in the fun. Listen, when we do these shows, it's not just all of us from the different podcasts talking your heads off. We interact with the crowd. We let the crowd ask questions, make comments. It is one big, like, it's kicking it with folks. That's what it turns
Yeah,
into.
it was a ball. Like the first show, I loved it. It was so much fun in my first experience. So being that this topic is the topic, I cannot wait. I think this is gonna be dope. Plus the
If you love
topics
hip
are
hop,
gonna be
you got
amazing.
to
So if
see
you
it.
guys missed the first one, don't miss this one. It's definitely gonna be dope. Tickets are only $20. The link is in all of our bios. So go to either my page, Nye page, Hype page, podcast link live. Is it podcast link live
Podcast Link
Philly?
Philly.
Link
Podcast Link Philly. That's the page
Podcast
on
Link
IG.
Philly on Instagram. Follow that. We do shows. Hyping and I just did a live show. I was watching before I came on. I came on, so I'm super excited. That was really a dope show. I missed the last part, so but I get to
We
spin
got
the block
another
and
one
catch it
next
in.
week, too. Yeah, we got
But
another one
yeah,
coming up next week.
so
So
follow us on Instagram so you guys won't miss all the lives, miss all the information on all the shows. All of us have it in our bios. Be there, be square. If you're not there, we don't respect you, and yes,
I'm busy that day. I'm sorry.
you're fired. You're fired. We don't like you anyway, Dane. Nah,
Saturday, October 19th.
yes. Nah, tell them where they can find you when you do your podcast, Life Be Life.
You can find Life Be Lifing on IG at Life Be Lifing. You can find it on Facebook at Life Be Lifing. You can find us on YouTube at Life Be Lifing and across the multiple different audio platforms. Your Apple, your Spotify's, and the other ones with less popular names. All them. We around.
Yes. Yes. But again, guys, I thank you guys for joining me tonight. Stay online. Don't hang up. I'm about to end the show. Thank you guys for listening. I hope to be back with you another Friday. This will be airing on Friday. So by the time you see it, it'll be live for you guys. But definitely still drop comments. I'm going to come back, read them. If you have time, if you want to come back and see the comments, reply them if they have questions, we're definitely going to be here to do that. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for joining us tonight. Bye. Mm-mm-mm.